Welcome to my English channel. Today we are going to see class 10th English poem Amanda, written by Robin Klein, and she's an Australian author. She writes for children as well as young adult and she writes mostly fiction. She has written books like Hating Alice and Ashley, People Might Hear You. And this is a poem which is a feeling of every young child who gets controlled or who gets corrected by her mother or father. Uh, and how she gets into a dream world is the beauty of the poem, is the way the poet has explained the feelings of the young child. The first stanza: don't bite your nails, Amanda. Don't hunch your shoulders, Amanda. Stop that slouching and sit up straight, Amanda. This is a normal, a day-to-day happening in everyone's house where they have young children. It can be corrected by your father, or it can be corrected by your mother or any elders in the family. They always say, don't bite your nails, don't hunch and sit, because it affects the breathing, and it gives a kind of hunch posture. And stop that slouching and or sit up straight. All these are always, mostly it is corrected when the young children mess up, when they don't sit, or when they get nervous and they start biting their nail. The feeling of the child is beautifully explained. There is a languid emerald sea where the sole inhabitant is me, a mermaid drifting blissfully. A mermaid drifting blissfully. So there is a languid means relaxed, emerald sea. The color of the sea is like that emerald stone, it seems, where the sole inhabitant, sole means single inhabitant, inhabitant is person who resides there, is me, is the single girl, it seems. A mermaid, she's a mermaid, she's comparing herself to a mermaid, drifting blissfully, drifting happily. Now see, sometimes the children may not voice their when the parents are correcting them, sometimes the children may not voice their opinion, or may not voice that they don't like being corrected, okay? So may not voice their differences. So in those times they get into this kind of daydreaming, and here this girl dreams, it seems, that she's in a sea, and she's a mermaid, and she's relaxing and very happy, it seems. She has no one there. In the third stanza, if you see, again, did you finish your homework, Amanda? Did you tidy your room, Amanda? I thought I told you to clean your shoes, Amanda. So this is the normal way of every time a parent is asking a child, did you finish your work? But this Amanda, the name is used to give a rhyming effect, to give a better feeling. So it is repeated. And no normal way of asking, a parent is asking a child, did you tidy your room? Did you clean your room? And did you clean your shoes? Now see the daydreaming the child is having. Just because the mother or the father is correcting, the child is thinking, I am an orphan. The child is dreaming, I am an orphan roaming the street. I pattern soft dust with my hushed bare feet. The silence is golden, the freedom is sweet. Now see, the mother is asking, did you do your homework, tidy your room, clean your shoes? For that, the child wants to be an orphan, because orphan means there is no one to correct, and there is no house where she has to take care of cleaning and keeping the rooms tidy, okay? And she's roaming the street, I believe, with the bare foot, okay? Just because the parent is asking her to clean the shoes, she wants no shoes on her feet. She says, She's drawing. Her feet is filled with dust, and she's drawing patterns on the mud, I believe. And the silence is golden because there is no one to correct her. The silence around her is very precious, it seems, and the freedom is very sweet, it seems. Mm, Again, this shows the child's imagination of how she wants to get away from the parents for her. According to her, it's nagging, So she wants to get away from all these naggings. Now, see, don't eat that chocolate, Amanda. Remember your acne. And again, Amanda, will you please look at me when I'm speaking to you, Amanda? Now, normally, when you eat too much of chocolates, you get the pimples. So the mother or the parent is telling her, reminding her, if she's going to eat too many chocolates, she's going to get acne. And will you please look at me when I'm speaking to you? Yeah, when you are revolting, when a child is revolting, when a child doesn't like the parent correcting him or her, she normally doesn't look at the eyes, because eyes can reflect the anger, eyes can reflect the rebelness in the child. So normally they don't look up. So that is why the parent is getting irritated. I'm not referring to mother, I'm not referring to father. It can be anyone in the family who's correcting it. And he or she is saying, it's will you please look at me when I'm speaking to you? No, normally when it happens, when the child doesn't look up, we always say, look at me when I'm speaking to you. So that is how this parent is also saying, will you look at me when I'm speaking to you? In for that, the child is dreaming, it seems. I am Rapunzel, I have not a care. Life in a tower is tranquil and rare. I'll certainly never let down my bright hair. Every one of us knows the story of the Rapunzel. She was taken away by a witch and she was kept in a tower. She was kept in a tower, and she had a long golden hair, and a prince climbed in using that hair. Okay, so this girl doesn't even want anyone coming there to rescue her, because for her the tower is giving all the peace. Tranquil means it's peace. It's giving peace, and how peaceful it is. It's very rare, it seems, that you never get this peace anywhere. So she's comparing herself, or she's imagining herself as a Rapunzel, and she's saying, I don't have to care anything because I'm in a tower where the life is very peaceful, and which is very rare because she's been constantly bombarded by the cleaning, by the completion of books, by the way she sits, by the way she walks, all those things. So she wants to be away from all these things alone. Then you see in the last answer, stop that sulking at once. So the parent is able to notice that the child doesn't like the way she's being corrected. But even that is being corrected by the parent. It says, stop sulking at once. And you are always so moody, Amanda. Anyone would think that I nagged at you, Amanda. So the last line is the highlight of the whole poem, because the parent himself or herself says, anyone will think that I have nagged at you. When we read the poem from the first to the last stanza, we find out, we can know that the parent was nagging at the child. But the parent is so innocent or so naive, is not able to understand that she's actually nagging by going on correcting the child at every step. Okay, so when the child doesn't speak, when the child doesn't open her mouth, she calls the child as moody. So she or he calls the child as moody, and the climax of this line is, anyone would think I nagged at you. The parent is saying, see, I am trying to correct you only, I am trying to help you only, but the way you are behaving, the others will think that I am nagging at you. This is how the poet ends this poem. Let's see the poetic devices. When we see the first two words getting repeated at the starting of the line, it is anaphora. We know the meaning of anaphora. It is that a word gets repeated at the beginning of the stanza. Now, emerald sea, the color of the sea is compared to the emerald stone, the greenish color. So it is a metaphor. Then when you see a mermaid drifting blissfully, drifting blissfully, a mermaid drifting blissfully, she's comparing herself, or she is dreaming herself as a mermaid, so we call it a imagery. So the first and second stanza, we have all these, and we also have assonance. We also have repetition. Repetition is Amanda. Amanda is getting repeated. Now we also have another metaphor. The silence is golden and the freedom is sweet. That is a metaphor. Now see there, don't hunch your shoulders, Amanda. See the vowels getting repeated. Don't hunch. Ha sound is repeated in hunch your shoulders. And Amanda, hunch your shoulders is assonance, where the vowel sound is getting repeated. Then if you see, there is one more assonance. I thought I told you to clean your shoes. Thought or told or you, both. So we have the vowel sounds getting repeated. That is also assonance. Then what is one more? We have seen repetition. Amanda is getting repeated. And we have seen what is metaphor is. Now I am Rapunzel, that is I am Rapunzel is a imagery, because she's imagining herself as a the character Rapunzel. Okay, I have not a care and I live in a tower. All this, the whole line gives you an brings the story in front of your eyes, so it is imagery. So that is the end of the poetic device, and she is Robin Klein. Thank you.